Within the last hour, a judge granted the request to lower the bond for a North Texas teen facing capital murder charges. 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony is accused of stabbing and killing another student at a track meet in Frisco. Anthony claims he acted in self-defense. Chris Sadeghi live from the courthouse in McKinney. And Chris, the judge heard from Anthony's family this morning before making her decision.
Let me know in the comment section, how do you feel about it? Did he act out of self-defense, or was he being reckless with that? Leave that in the comments. Let me know how you feel about it personally. And I'm going to let you know how I feel about it personally. But after this video is like 2 minutes long. After this, we're going to go into the next video about the lawyer, his lawyer speaking on his behalf of what he's seen and what happened in court.
Decision.
Yeah, Kara, this hearing just wrapped up about 30 minutes ago. In it, we heard from Karmelo Anthony's father. He testified about his son, and in the end, the judge did decide to lower the bond from $1 million to $250,000. Karmelo.
I think that's good that dad actually spoke up for him. If my son was in trouble, I don't want him doing no talking. The only people that's going to be speaking on the situation is me or the lawyer. If you my son, you just need to sit there, be quiet while we try to figure this thing out.
Anthony entered the courtroom handcuffed, wearing a yellow inmate jumpsuit. He spoke only to identify himself to the judge and stared straight forward while his father, Andrew Anthony, testified about how his son is the oldest of 4 siblings, a straight-A student, active in his church, and worked 2 jobs while serving as captain of the football and track team. To this point, he's not had any criminal history. All factors his defense brought up when asking the judge to lower the bond. The amount they were asking for was $150,000.
That's something I definitely didn't know, that he was a straight-A student. I didn't know he was the captain of his football team. I also didn't know that he worked 2 jobs. When I was his age, I definitely didn't work 2 jobs. I probably didn't work no job because I was playing sports year-round. I played track. I played basketball. So there was no time to work a job, but it's nice to see that he kept a 2 full-time jobs and also played sports full-time. And I'm definitely sure that played a major factor in why the judge decided to reduce his bail from $1 million to $250,000. A lot of people not feeling the fact that the judge lowered the bail. A lot of people feel like it should have been lower. A lot of people feel like it should have stayed at $1 million. It all depends on what side of the fence that you stand on and how you feeling about the situation. Let me know how you feel in the comment section.
Prosecution, though, argued the bond should have stayed at $1 million, even asking Andrew Anthony about the online fundraiser that's raised $412,000 for his son's defense. Ultimately, though, the judge said the purpose of bond is not a punishment, but to ensure the defendant returns for his court dates and to protect the community. If Anthony does post the $200,000,
it definitely makes sense on why she's saying that she reduced the bail, because it's not for punishment. It's to make sure that he comes to court. At this point, he's 16. He's not a flight risk. He probably doesn't have a passport to get out the country. So I'm pretty sure that played a major role in why she decided to reduce the bail, when many people thought she should have just left the bail as it was, because he received over $420,000 in fundraisers for people, and 10% of $1 million is $100,000. So people felt like he had the money to pay for that and to pay for his lawyer, so they wanted to stay at $1 million. But like she said, it's not for punishment. It's just to make sure that he shows up to court, and I'm glad she put that out there, because a lot of people don't know that or just overlook that fact completely.
$150,000 bond. He will be on house arrest, confined to his home with a leg monitor, and cannot leave unless the court grants permission. Asked by Judge Angela Tucker if he understood the terms of the bond, Karmelo Anthony simply said yes. Austin Metcalf's family, the victim's family, was in the courtroom. It was a packed courtroom, not a seat to be had, and the judge did acknowledge the amount of scrutiny on this case, not only from the media, but the general public, pointing
There's definitely a lot of eyes on this case, and when it's all said and done after the trial, I wouldn't be surprised if they made a movie out of this, because the way the story sounds, and then with everything that's going on and the public interest in this, I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of years from now we see a movie come out about the situation.
Out that she's presided over many murder trials involving many different races, and that she has never seen the amount of security precautions having to be taken by deputies as what they're seeing in this case. Kara, back to you.
That's crazy that a judge say, yo, she never seen the amount of cops and security that got to be involved in this. It's a lot of people feel a lot of different ways about this, and they trying to ensure the safety, so they definitely bringing a lot of security into this. And next, somebody going to the lawyer from Carmelo Anthony. His lawyer was there with the father, and with Carmelo. Let's get into what he had to say about the whole situation.
Self-defense is a protection that applies to each and every one of us. There are two sides to every story.
Definitely.
And Karmelo is a 17-year-old kid and an excellent student. He is the captain of his track team. He is the captain of his football team. And prior to this, what was on his mind was what college he was going to go to. This is a tragedy all the way around for both families.
I don't know how much they paying this lawyer, but he's definitely getting every penny's worth that he's worth. Because his job is to paint a picture of his client, that he was a good kid trying to go to college. This was all a big mistake. His job is to get him off. And the case that he presented so far, he's painting a perfect picture of anybody who was in a situation with what painted of them. You don't want to paint a picture paint of that you was a bad guy, you was aggressive, and none of that. They're trying to paint the picture he was a hardworking student. He was had multiple jobs, and even I heard in one story where he jumped in the ocean and saved somebody's life. So everything that's coming out about him from his side is that he was a good kid and this was a mistake. Let me know how you feel about it. You think it was a mistake? You think he was a good kid? Or you think they're just painting a picture?
Rushing to judgment, trial by public perception and trial by media is not how we ensure justice is done. We are confident that after a full investigation, that the truth will come out. Thank you.
Mike, you took umbrage with the state's assessment that this was simple and brutal. Why so?
Well, the fact of the matter is, like I said, there's two sides to every story, and we've only heard one side. In any criminal case, the police investigate, and the defense is always far behind that. And so it is a one-sided investigation to this point, and even that investigation is still ongoing. So to say that it happened this way or that way is just not accurate at this point. All of the facts are going to come out, and that's why our system of justice requires that we keep our minds open and we let the facts come out as they are after a full investigation.
Is your client going to be able to make bond and get out today?
I anticipate that he will be able to make bond. I can't speak to how quickly that will go. Funds, in the funds that have been raised are not quick to come out. And then, there's obviously a process to the release process once bond is posted.
The big question that a lot of people
He just taught me something. I thought like the money was just sitting in the account. And I just thought that you would withdraw it, but it's nice to know that he's giving out that information. That no, it's not just as simple as you think to pull out the money that's needed for him to bond. So it might take a little while from actually to get out of jail. And I think the lawyer's just doing a good job of just breaking everything down, just saying, hey, all the facts is not out there. This is an ongoing investigation. Let's not jump to any conclusions. Let's wait till all the evidence come out, and then let's make our decision from there. And I think that's the best way, because we're just getting the informations and bits and pieces, but it'll be a whole different story when we have all the evidence presented to us on the table. Then everyone can make their decision from there. I think that's the right decision to make.
have is, why was this young man armed on school property?
That's
Great
an
question.
understandable question, but it's not something that, frankly, we're prepared to even go into. This is something that I know the police and the prosecution want to get it right and want to have a full and fair investigation, and so do we. So it would be irresponsible for me or them at this point to start saying, this is what happened, this is why, anything. So I understand that's a big question. It's going to be a big question, and it's something that we will find out, and we ask that the public, as hard as it is, withhold judgment and let both of these families have justice, that let both of these young men you know, the Metcalf family and the memory of who they've lost, but also Karmelo, have a fair and full justice process.
How has he?
That was a great question to ask. Like, why did he have a weapon? If he felt like he was safe, if he felt like he was in danger, why did he go sit in the other teams, uh, under their tent? It's like a lot of things that a lot of people want to know. And like he said, it's just best to wait to find out what happened. We're definitely gonna find out what happened in court with everything. All these questions is definitely gonna be answered. That's gonna be the answer. The answer to that question is definitely something that prosecutors is definitely want to know. Before we wrap this video up, then like, subscribe, or leave a comment. Make sure you do that. It helped with my daily fight with algorithm. Until our next video, it's Trey Jones, and I'm out.